Gru introduces us to his new son, Gru Jr., and together they'll face off against a new villain, Maxime Le Mal, in an attempt to save their entire family in this new adventure. That is why today on the Summarizer, Despicable Me 4. Before we dive into the story, I recommend you watch the first 3 movies I uploaded to the channel. Now, let's get started. The movie kicks off with Gru speeding in a luxurious, latest model car, standing out in the traffic. It seems like today there's a reunion for villain alumni from the class of '85. When Gru gets out of the car, he's not alone. He brought along 3 of his minions who aren't exactly behaving, so Gru asks them to calm down and blend in. They quickly get into their fancy mission mode, ready to take down a notorious criminal named Maxime Le Mal. At the event, they encounter various villains and old acquaintances of Gru, creating a tense atmosphere filled with old rivalries. The minions, however, get easily distracted by a giant jelly in the center of the room. After they start eating it, one of them gets trapped inside, so they have to rescue him by devouring the jelly. Meanwhile, Gru comes face to face with Maxime, who introduces him to his girlfriend, Valentina, the popular girl from their old class. Maxime questions how a villain with so much potential ended up like this, sparking a tense conversation that takes us through the characters' lives. The event's director then announces that the Golden Trophy will be awarded to one of the best students from the class of '85, and the winner is Maxime Le Mal. When Maxime goes on stage to give his speech, he surprises everyone with his obsession with cockroaches and his new job merged with a cockroach. The minions, both shocked and amused, make fun of him, and one of them even pulls out a bug spray, ready for anything. But now Maxime argues with Gru, and Gru tells him he's under arrest by the AVL, the Anti-Villain League, leading to a great fight until Gru finally captures him. Before being taken to jail, Maxime curses Gru, saying he'll be back and that the AVL won't always protect him. Back home, Gru brings the monthly groceries, and the girls welcome him warmly. Agnes proudly shows off that she has tamed Lucky, but instead of sitting, the goat poops. Lucy, happy to see Gru, asks if he brought the milk. He confirms, mentioning he bought magnesium powder milk among other things, but not the regular kind. Gru looks at his gathered family but notices someone important missing, his little son Gru Jr. The baby doesn't have a good relationship with his dad. To please him for now, Gru buys him a candy, but the baby doesn't like the taste and smears it all over his dad, so Gru calls the minions to clean up the mess. At that moment, Silas Ramsbottom knocks on the door. The minions make fun of his last name, but Silas is there because Maxime, before escaping, promised to come back for Gru and make him suffer. With no other choice, the family has to move to a secret shelter, and obviously the girls aren't happy about it, though Gru assures them they'll be fine. Agnes is sad that Lucky can't come with them, so she gives him to one of the AVL agents and asks him to take good care of him. During the trip, Ramsbottom mentions they're heading to Mayflower, an extremely boring place where they'll never be found. While the girls miss their friends, the minions waste no time annoying the driver, who ends up threatening them with his AVL record. Upon arriving in Mayflower, the family is surprised to see mansions and prestigious families, although their assigned house is small and cold. Despite this, Gru assures them it's a safe place to live. While Agnes sees a candy machine, one of the minions tries to get some but gets stuck. Now the family has to start from scratch and use new names. Gru will be Chewy Sikorsky and sell solar panels. Lucy will be Petunia, a hairstylist. Edith will be Bread, Agnes will be Brittany, and Margo will be Berenice. Silas tells Gru they must not stand out and must behave well because their main mission is to stop Maxime. Meanwhile, in a dark sewer, cockroaches welcome Maxime. He celebrates and thanks the cockroaches for helping him escape. Maxime plans to get revenge on Gru by capturing his son, and while Valentina is delighted by this wicked plan, Maxime, with his new body, decides to adopt a new alias, Roach King. The next morning, the minions swim and fight among themselves while Gru, trying to cheer up his daughters, makes them a special breakfast. Agnes asks why she has to use another name and if it isn't lying, but Gru explains that this lie is a good lie. That day, Agnes and Edith have karate classes, so each goes to their respective class while Lucy works as a hairstylist, leaving Gru in charge of his son. As they leave, the minions put the baby in the car, and Gru sees his neighbor Perry Prescott and tries to bond with him, but Perry is indifferent. To get away from Gru, Perry introduces his daughter Poppy, saying he has to take her to school. Before leaving her at school, Gru tells Poppy that she'll be happy when she returns and that everything will be fine. However, as she leaves, Poppy gives Gru a sinister smile. At the AVL, the minions test various instruments like X-ray glasses, exercises, and techniques for taming dogs, aiming to defeat Maxime. Silas also asks for volunteers to experiment on and turn them into mega minions with new abilities. Meanwhile, the girls arrive at the Kung Fu Dojo. Edith is excited, saying that with her positive attitude, she'll get a black belt in no time, and Agnes says she can break bricks. Before leaving, Lucy reminds them of what Gru said about their new identities. Master Sullivan asks them to form a circle and show respect, but this sensei is a bit abusive and over the top, so he doesn't get along well with our girls, making them pay the price of being new, though our girls won't let that slide. At Lucy's job, her boss is happy someone like her has arrived since all the previous employees were very lacking. At that moment, a very prominent woman comes to the spa demanding her personal stylist, but she's unavailable due to being on maternity leave. Fortunately, now there's a new worker. While washing the woman's hair, Lucy doesn't know what to do, so she starts experimenting. Mixing a few chemicals, the woman's hair starts burning, forming a sticky, flammable layer. The place fills with smoke, and Lucy escapes. In Maxime's lair, he's prepared a new weapon capable of turning people into cockroaches. Valentina finds it cute that the weapon has little antennae, but Maxime doesn't care about her compliments and prefers to start his plan with his roach ship, ensuring this revenge will be amazing. In the afternoon, Gru picks up Margo while spending time with his son, trying to gain his trust by buying him some bright-colored balloons. But when Gru tries to take a sip of his coffee, the baby pops one of the balloons, startling Gru, and then does it again, scaring him once more. At night, the minion trapped in the vending machine sleeps peacefully until the other minions, to annoy him, take out a soda, shake it, and put it back in, making a mess. Gru was taking out the trash when he saw Poppy standing there, calling him by his real name. She knew he was a supervillain and taunted him, saying it was sad to see him reduced to this. Gru didn't take her seriously, so she warned him that she owned him now and he better obey, or she'd reveal his true identity. She also mentioned a heist they had planned and threatened to expose him if he didn't comply. At the AVL, the super minions were praised and admired by everyone because they had superpowers like X-ray vision, super strength, elasticity, and more. Silas told the Mega Minions that he had a mission for them and that if it went well, they'd become his special weapon. Back with Gru, he told Perry he was still waiting for that invitation to play, but Perry was with his wife, Patsy. She greeted their new neighbors warmly, hoping they'd become friends. The next day, Perry had a tennis match and needed a partner, so Patsy suggested Gru, who accepted, boasting he was an expert at tennis. Lucy went to work, leaving Gru Jr. with his dad. At that moment, a paper drawing from Poppy fell on Gru's head, inviting him to her treehouse. With no other choice, Gru had to obey. Elsewhere, Maxime continued his search for Gru. Valentina was tired of it, and we learned why Maxime hated Gru. Years ago, at a talent show, Maxime, dressed as Boy George, wanted to sing Karma Chameleon, but when he was delayed, Gru took the stage and stole the spotlight by singing the same song. Maxime's ship was low on fuel, so they stopped at a gas station. While Valentina refueled, Maxime tried to pay, but his card was declined. Frustrated, he threatened the cashier and turned him into a cockroach as punishment. Gru's family was at the supermarket when Agnes spotted the cereal Lucky liked, feeling sad because she missed him. Lucy reassured her that things would get better and that Lucky would never forget her. While checking her list, Lucy saw the woman she had styled the previous day. Accidentally crashing her cart drew the woman's attention, who was angry and said she had to wear a hat because of Lucy's mistake. The woman chased Lucy, throwing things at her. To escape, Lucy locked her in a freezer, but the woman escaped, and Lucy had to throw some money at a worker, get in the car, and speed away as the woman chased them. Meanwhile, Poppy put on her villain costume and played Just Dance. After a while, Gru called, asking how to get up, and the only way was to use the trampoline and do some acrobatics. Gru struggled but finally made it up. Poppy introduced herself as a villain and shared her dream of becoming a feared villain, surpassing Gru's accomplishments, like when he stole the crown jewels at 11. Poppy planned to steal Lenny the honey badger, the school mascot from Gru's old school. Gru warned her that honey badgers are dangerous predators. Poppy insisted he must help her for the sake of his family, so they set off in a hot air balloon. Meanwhile, the Mega Minions tried to save people but were scared. The laser-eyed minion encouraged them to be brave and use their powers for good. The strong minion tried to stop a thief but knocked out the victim instead. The flying minion saw a worker cleaning windows about to fall but cleaned the window instead of rescuing him, and there were many failed attempts at heroism. The Mega Minions celebrated their efforts, but people insulted them for their poor performance, so Silas took them back, saying the mission failed and they should go on vacation. At the castle, Poppy was excited. She and Gru infiltrated the school while the minions watched Junior. Poppy realized her backpack had baby items instead of her infiltration tools. The minions, realizing this, came down from the balloon and informed Gru, but one minion had to stay in the balloon, which floated away. They used what they had, like a clip and pacifiers, to open a window and avoid the janitor. Poppy admired photos of villains, but Gru urged her to stay focused. They used a diaper to block the cameras and opened the headmistress's office door with a hairpin. Gru warned about the laser beams inside, but Junior crawled in and helped them get through. They found a picture of Dr. Nefario and the headmistress, possibly friends or more. They pulled a lever, and the honey badger's cage descended. The badger was asleep, and Gru suggested sedating it, but Junior opened the cage, causing chaos. Poppy accidentally triggered the emergency button, alerting the headmistress. The headmistress chased them, but Junior calmed the badger with candy, touching everyone's hearts. One minion wanted a hug and kiss from his partner but didn't get it. Gru's leg went numb, so a minion carried him. The headmistress used a wheelchair to chase them, and Poppy almost fell but was saved by Gru. They threw baby cream to stop the headmistress and used a school car to escape, activating airplane mode. Poppy thanked Gru for the experience, now respecting him and promising not to betray him. They went their separate ways, unaware the headmistress had contacted Maxime, revealing Gru's location. The next morning, Gru and Lucy prepared for the game, leaving the girls alone. Poppy decided to stay with them. At the match, Patsy took Lucy while Gru played tennis with Perry, who tried to humiliate Gru. A minion became the referee to ensure Gru won, sabotaging Perry. At home, someone rang the bell, and Agnes saw the headmistress. She wanted to talk to Gru, so Poppy took the badger. The girls told the headmistress Gru would be late, but she decided to wait. Margo texted Gru, alerting him someone was looking for him. Gru and Lucy rushed home, asking Silas Ramsbottom for help. Ramsbottom called the super minions from around the world, the flying minion on an island, the X-ray minion making cheese in a mountain, the strong minion becoming a beekeeper, and more. Gru and Lucy confronted the headmistress while Maxime arrived and kidnapped Junior. With the headmistress defeated, the family searched for Junior. Maxime declared himself Junior's new father. Poppy found and helped rescue Junior. To annoy Maxime, Junior pulled his antennas and peed in his ship. Despite setbacks, Gru destroyed Maxime's ship, but Maxime had turned Junior into a cockroach. Maxime asked Valentina to crush Junior, but she fell because the ship was heavy. Gru fought Maxime, asking Junior to reconsider. Father and son defeated Maxime, and the minions arrived to beat him up. Finally, Junior accepted Gru, saying his first word, Dad. They returned home, Dr. Nefario cured Junior, and Gru gave Lucky back to Agnes. Gru visited Maxime, now human, who admitted stealing Gru's presentation. Maxime wanted an apology, but Gru didn't give one. Instead, they competed in a talent show, singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The movie ended with Gru's family reunited, including his mom, Dr. Nefario, Drew, and all the minions from the previous movies. That was Despicable Me 4. Don't forget to like, comment on what movies you want to see next, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next videos.
Bye.